Good morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku had the powers of Soul Fruit. And before we jump right into the Soul Fruit, let me explain. So, in this, Soul Fruit grants the ability. So, first of all, the user in One Piece anime is Big Mom. And yeah, the reason why I'm doing her next after Kaido version, the What If Deku had the fish fruit mottle dragon, is because I'm doing like the tire, rock pirates thing. And I will change some stuff like, yeah. So, yeah. So, without further ado, let's jump right into the what if. So, yes, I will give him. So, yes. Now, let's begin. Zuko Midoriya. And I'm also adding Zumi into this what if because it's funny. So, yeah. And hold on just 1 second. Let me close something up real quick. Sorry about that. I could literally hear music in the background, so yeah. So now let's begin. Zuko and Jumi been born at the same time, or at the same day thing. And so Zumi has like a quirk. Similar to her parents. Like she basically has fire manipulation. Okay? So at age of 4, Zuko goes to Zuko and Zumi goes to the quirk doctor. The quirk doctor tells Zumi that she has a quirk and she can become a hero. That she's also the same thing as the All Might, or actually she has the same quirk as, like, say, Endeavor, basically. And so she can produce fire, like control flames and all that stuff. Well, and then he looks over at Zuko and tells him that he's quirkless and he can't be becoming a hero thing. As Zuko gets abandoned, but they didn't realize that Zuko has a power to whom similar to Big Mom. But I am definitely going to change the name to Bringing Life, basically. So it basically allows him to either tap on an object and make the object comes to life. And he could also do like same things what he did. Yeah, and serve him. Or do like the what Big Mom does. sometimes she like takes life force out of others to make herself immortal or anything like that. Well, he just learned it when he reached over and touched the garbage can because he was abandoned, and the garbage can came to life and did like yeah. So then so he wears gloves and they keep him warm because his clothing actually keeps him warm so that during the cold night thing. So, yeah. He's one of those kids that, yeah. He actually slows time, yeah. So, he tells, so he goes to the Quirkless school, and, yeah, he's like, okay. But everyone's mean to him because he's quirkless. And no one wants to be friends with someone that has a sibling that is the most powerfulest one. And plus, stuff like that is just too crazy. And so a time skip to All Might versus All for One. Because he's been mostly training his powers. And so he used to have a girlfriend that at the time was just her friend. And but then so she dumps him because he was quirkless, but Zuko had a power that allows him to basically bring the objects to life and all that stuff. Well, she didn't know that. No one knew that. So, yeah. Now, we're moving on to All Might versus All for One. And All for One's like, you're so weak. I forget his name, of All Might. Is it Toshinori? I think, yeah. And if I say it wrong, I'm sorry. It's been a long time since I've seen the anime, so I've seen 1, 2, and I definitely saw the overhaul arc and stuff like that, but besides of the newer ones. So, All for One's Han's All Might as the Zuko actually used his the liquid metal there was a metal that was right next to him as he grabs onto or it latches right onto Zuko's left arm. As he's like, now I need a blade to or something that makes me laugh. as a metal obeys and creates a blade that is, hold on, it's the same type of blade that Big Mom uses. This one. And it was big, then, yeah. He sometimes feels like he's carrying, like, Mountain Lady in his transformation form. But it's light as a feather, so he's like, here it comes. And Zuko basically plops it down on front. Because All For One shoots the attack. As a beam of light just boom. It stops it. And yeah. As he picks it up, as he says, as it molded back in, as he says, only thing that you have, or in order to kill All Might, you have to go through me first. As everybody's like, as everyone had the same face, as they're like shocked. Here, let me do the, as they realize that's a quirkless kid. As Ochakos realized, is that Zuko was like, man, whatever he found, or that weapon, man. Now, and All For One looks over at Zuko and says, you're the one that should be getting killed, Zuko Midoriya. Oh, you know who I am, huh? That's funny. Now, I need some boxing gloves. As he puts on boxing gloves, or the gloves that turn into boxing gloves, that are made out of real metal. Or it turned into metal. So, they're like, come on. As everyone's confused of, wait, what just happened? That's not the Zuko we used to know. And All For One realized, you have the power of a soul fruit. Yep. You could make, or as he says, you can make any objects that you touch into living, breathing ones. You're more suited, and for my army, you could create anything with these. But we will battle. And All For One comes in with a haymaker, and Zuko just straight up, like, his pants makes him dodge the attack. Like, he slipped on a banana peel. As he's like, whoa, that's crazy. As he comes back, sending he's like, And so, guess your little pals on your body or on your clothes are controlling your movements. Yeah. But no matter. As Zuko as All For One comes in through a sneak attack and hits Zuko with the same blast of the Kamehameha. I'm trying to find that stupid last thing. It was give me a minute. So So All For One used his powerful version of Kamehameha with just one hand. Kaboom! Shoots Zuko right in the back, sending him through 4 buildings. As the gloves protect his head from the impact. Boom, boom, boom. But one of the metal rods went right through his left shoulder, missing the as he gets impaled by not just one but 5 of them, one on each shoulders and 2 on his legs, or on one on each leg, and barely missing his heart as he coughs out blood. And Zuko's he knows that he's about to die. But he has to try this because he's been practicing. He activated his own special move called the Happy Town. And the Happy Town now activated as he takes half of his life force away. And everyone looks up as they could feel the earthquakes, what's going on? As they look up, and what they see, as they're like, what is that? As everyone they looked up and they saw the city hand, or hands, coming out of the ground, as they went and attacked All Might, they attacked All For One, and ripping him to shreds with all the other villains. Man, oh man. It was blood and gore everywhere. Plus, there was another one. It was... Where is that stupid image? It was... So, this one right here. So they had... So there was creepy hands and roads become like these creatures, and everyone was terrified as The Izuku, or as the buildings pushed him out of the metal rods and the vehicles start turning into like these monster cars that even police cars, the armored trucks, it was madness. Yeah. So Zuko was the most powerfulest one of them all. Everyone looked right at him with enough force to telling him, as the citizens even ran out of the city because of what's going on in the city. As he says, now it's prepare her to die, all for one. As all the buildings just rips all for one to bacon bits. As it goes, let's say one of the chairs walks right up to him and makes him, or not makes him, but he sits down because of how much pain he's going through. As they're like, man, if this kid's way more powerful and being born with the power, man. And so then after that, then Zuko was basically holding himself back from being in too much. Yeah. Now, and one of those other villains that were begging to be released, as a chair helps him walk, or actually walks up to the guy, and he says, I'll let you be free if you would do me one favor. And that would be very nice to everyone, and also, I need your soul, okay? Ezuku, not, I need your life, as he just grabs it. You know how, like, you know how Big Mom grabs life force, like lifespan? And, well, Zuko did that. But instead of causing fear, he just, like, pulls the life force right out. And so then adds it to his body. As he could feel, he expanded his life back to normal. So then he stamps his fingers, everything went back to normal. As the thing gets done, the attack was done. Or super move. Yeah, he's more powerful, Zuko. Or he's more powerful than anyone. As we should have seen this coming. with that much power that Zuko has at his fingertips, I'm surprised that he hasn't gone to UA. Azumi comes out and says, my brother was born quirkless, but now I see why that he was also born with a special power. Yeah, I see. So he was the only one that we know of that has been born with powers since a overpowered era. And if you guys don't know what the overpowered era means, is basically it used to be before quirkless ever became a thing in My Hero Academia. Then the student, or in that time period, people used to have way overpowered stuff. Like some could turn into dragons. Some could turn into actual, like, elements and stuff like that. So, yeah. Like, and they went extinct when Zuko told him, or when they, so they went extinct when Zuko, or they went extinct before because of it. So, yeah. It's crazy, I know. But, yeah. So, then after that time period, then quirkless period, then the quirks that we all know and love. So, yeah. But it's surprisingly that one of the powers actually manifested in a child that is more powerful than anyone. So when the detective told Zuko, or when the detective tap her on the nose. Hey, enough! Sorry about that. I'm meant to put the angel collar on you. And no, I wasn't, like, I didn't smack her too hard. It's just the... Okay, so... Okay, now, without further ado, let's continue this what if. So, yeah. So the detective told Zumi and Inko and Asashi that you three are the first, or actually tells Inko and Asashi that they are first people that actually brought the most powerfulest one of them all. Let's say soul power was the most dangerous one if used in the wrong hands. But then, they're like, he's wondering why didn't he go to the UA and stuff like that. Well, because of what they said to him. So then they try to find him, and they found him laying like he's pretends to, or he's not pretending to be dead. He's just resting. He still had blood marks. As he is trying to like hold himself as and so they basically healed him up, or they know that he's so then he has a headache, I know. So and reason why I'm telling my dogs to be quiet is because of my headache stuff. So after this video gets uploaded, I will take some headache medicine. So hold on just 1 minute. Sorry about that. Yeah. So, Suzuku says, or so the detective brought him into the hospital. Doctor's like, I'm surprised that he's lucky to be alive. The metal rod almost pierced right through his heart. Yeah, but how? Who can? And so they stitch him back together, and Suzuku ends up waking up with a machine gun pointing right at him. That's one way to wake me up, or that's one way to see me. So then the Zuko ends up looking over or at and so he's like, as a detective's like, well, good afternoon, Zuko Midoriya. Or good morning. You must be the detective. Nice to meet you, by the way. It's an honor meeting you. You're in the holding cell of the hospital version, where that's where we're at. 100 feet deep below the surface. Really? Yeah, and you can't escape from... As Zuko looks over... So you're saying that I have no way to, like, escape? No need. As Zuko actually tells him, tell me, detective, why did you save me from it? As Zuko says, with you could have just let me die right there. I know it's not... as he did look away when he said that. Well, it's not a. It's not the. It's not a hero's or my job to end the innocent person's life. I know you who almost got killed because of All for One's attack. But please, you're much more powerful than any one of us. So tell me, Zuko, why did you save All Might first? Because he's my favorite hero. I didn't want to see him get killed and have everyone be just so depressed. I would rather, as Zuko says, I would give up my own life to save anyone. Just like how All Might and the pro heroes do. Huh, interesting. The you you're the only you know you're the only one that actually was born with power. So tell me, you've been born with powers, but your powers are more dangerous than anyone's. These quirks by themselves. But tell me, Zuko, how did you know, or how did you learn how to control that power? Because you know it's dangerous to have this power. Yeah, but it's a way it was. As Zuko says, with confidence, it's not all about how dangerous it is. I use it for good, not evil. Oh. Oh. As Zuko says, I wanted to be a pro hero, but I wanted to join UA. But everyone makes fun of me for being quirkless. Yes. So tell me, or I will say this to you, Zuko. You're the most powerfulest one of the all of us. That no matter or how much power. So, how do you feel about joining UA? As Zuko looks at him, I would be honored to, but does UA, one of the requirements is to have a quirk, right? Yes. But see that you've been born with the powers, you are more qualified than anyone else. As Zuko says, or as the detective says, I would be honored to. And if you're thinking about me betraying you, who? You're wrong, actually. as they're like, what do you mean? I never betray anyone's trust. I trust you, everybody else. Okay? But yeah. So then he gets recovered from his own, like, he heals. And so he joins UA. He's in class 1A. And so when Ochako heard that Zuko, or her beloved Zuko, was joining the same class, Zuko was basically the only one that, yeah. So everybody's like, man, we didn't know that you had this much power. Yeah. It allows me to touch an object with, hey. And so then a time skip to Overhaul arc. And there I'm going to use to go a little bit fast. So Overhaul, and so Zuko ends up, no one knew that Zuko actually, when he basically used his own power to do a quick, like, make a, like, for, like, his jacket, onto Overhaul's jacket, like, ears, that could hear everything. So he's like, okay. Don't worry, Aaron. I will make sure to. So then as Sir Night Eyes was like, okay, these quark erasing these bullets were been used. As Zuko says, or raises his hand. Yes, Zuko? Those are temporary quark eraser bullets. Where they're like prototypes. And the quark erasing bullets have the power. Only one person that actually has a quirk that can make these bullets is Wine. And the girl that we encountered, me and Mirio, where I could sense it in her body that she was the only one that can pull it off. That's why Overhaul needs her to be experimented on, like turning her into a bullet. Quirkless or quirked erasing bullets. Really? Yes. It has the similar effects to Mr. Ozawa's racing quirk. As he points to Mr. Ozawa, and he's like, woo-wee, you know how the... As he grabs, or like he... Can I have a telephone? Or a cell phone? Sure. as he grabs it and puts it on the table. And so he did use his power to, because the ear of the that was inside Overhaul's shirt that he wasn't feeling it actually went into the cell phone and heard, or they all, like, basically he heard, or they heard everything from Overhaul as it's recorded. Wow. You're pretty snazzy. So then Overhaul does his usual things and so, yeah. So then he basically, that's why, so then they infiltrated that Overhauls his base, and Zuko says, I need somewhere, as he puts his hand right on the ground. Let me track them. As he tracks where they're at. Open mind as the monster mouth comes out. And Zuko jumps right in. There you guys are. And I told you I'll be back, Aries. As Zuko says. I made my promise. So then So then Overhaul, like, basically escapes through so they had that battle, and then, yeah, stuff like that. So Overhaul's like wondering, what do you mean? Or as he looks at Zuko, how did you, as he tells him, how did you find out about our plans? Remember when we first met? As he shows I used my power to make inside your pocket of your coat, a ear so that to hear everything about it. I see. You're powerful, Zuko. But let's see if that stuff happens. So then it happens. Zuko he used a special version called Snake Train. And yeah, it's like similar to this guy or girl's attack. As Overhaul actually was in his monster form, and Snake Attack was like wraps him around everybody. Stuff like that. It's quite weird, actually. So then he creates elements of fire, lightning, and stuff like that. It was pretty weird. And he used his own power to, like, take away all for one. overhauls his abilities. And yeah, it was pretty weird. And so Zuko, everybody's like, man, that much power you have, Zuko, is pretty cool. Cool kids rule. And then after that whole segment thing, Ochako actually, like a time skip to 18, and they got married and had 2 kids that have their mother's quirk and their father's powers. So basically, it is quite weird. And so, and that's it for this one. And don't worry, they actually... So, Zuko that has the soul fruit powers actually met his, like, the giant form, the Kaido version of Zuko. Or Zuko version of Kaido, basically. And we'll get into that a little bit later after a couple stories have been made. I'm picking only All for One. So I picked him, Big Mom, and now the third one would probably be either the Rock Pirate or the Float one. Because I'm thinking about it. Because I'm making a whole story about alternate Zuko versions and stuff like that. It's kind of weird, yes? But, hey, that's okay. And instead of calling them rock pirates, they are called metaverse pirates. So far got 2 characters. Now I just need both other characters. So, peace out, Cub Scouts, and have a good night or day. Depends on the time zones. Peace.